And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Webby-nominated podcast featuring Choey and Jandler.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Me. The sassy shepherd struggles with syphilis. The sassy shepherd struggles with syphilis. Syphilis. Ma. I would like an Arnold Palmer at the omelet parlor.
Powered by Riverside FM.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, teachers of all ages, welcome to the Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Jandler.
Welcome, Choey, you son of a...
Okay, I see what we're doing.
Hey, what's up, dude? I'm sorry. I was playing with my sound effects. I was like, I'm going to do this right now.
Threw me off a little bit anyways. It was good to get me focused back. For some reason, like while I'm in the middle of doing the intro, my mind drifted off while I'm talking to when we came up with the title and when we were like all trying to figure out if there's like an acronym we could come up with for like the Fun Time. And I was just like, did I say all the words? I don't.
You're like,
is he gonna be like, what was that?
FT.
Because I remember we were trying to figure out like what was the thing? Oh, like the TGIF. Instead of thank God it's Friday, we were like TF and T something or other.
Yeah, like where they had TMNT for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I still like last week. Yeah, obviously it'd be cool. We keep doing this for a while, but you get to the point where it's Choey and Jandler, the retirement years, like the college years, Saved by the Bell.
Half the episode is what?
Right, yeah.
What?
Turn up the speaker, man.
Is it working? I don't know.
You're on mute, damn it.
I'm all Choey Jr. What is he trying to say right here? Come over and tell me what? What do you mean put it on mute? I don't get what?
Back in the day, even in the Patriot, when they couldn't hear, they had that little like miniature
the little
headphone,
thing.
Yeah, the headphone, huh? But I just looked at this. I think it's pretty impressive. This is our 41st episode of the season, right?
All right. 44.
Yeah, 44. I forgot I got to go over here and make sure I'm playing this little sound. So real quick.
Here are today's effing holidays.
Time for the holidays. May 22nd, sir. Did you know today is National Road Trip Day?
Interesting.
The Friday before Memorial Day, which makes sense now, is declared National Road Trip Day and serves as the official kickoff of the summer road trip season. Millions of Americans hit the road each year over the long weekend to visit friends and family while paying tribute to our American heroes. Hashtag National Road Trip Day. Just in time for the gas price rises, right?
You know what I always confused was Memorial Day and Labor Day. I don't know why.
So I don't confuse them per se because I know the difference, but I keep wanting to say Labor Day, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like I keep accidentally be like, hey, on Labor Day weekend, people look at me like, what are you talking about? That's 6 months from now or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know I keep saying it wrong. But it's also National Cooler Day. What more could you need than a cold drink for the official launch of summer? Something to keep it cold, of course. National Cooler Day, the Friday before Memorial Day, makes staying cool easy this summer. Hashtag National Cooler Day. That reminds me, I need a message hook, see if we can try and get her next week. Dude, they're on, and we only got about a week or two, and then we're on our quote-unquote summer break, right? But, you know, she's still my last school district. This was their last day with kids. So they have, you know, about a half day tomorrow, which I just found out a day or two ago that we don't really, my district doesn't really partake in that. We might get out at 2:00 on that next Friday, but we're not going to get out at lunchtime like I'm used to. And I'm like, oh, you know,
I don't understand the hour early. Like it's like, that's not even like, don't lie. It's like, feels like you're just lying to me. Like,
yeah, well, if it was this week, we could be like, well, that hour early gets us on ahead of the National Road Trip Day schedule, you know? But
sure.
I was just like, oh, but so yeah, that's coming up. But I've already started a little briefly, and I'll get some more tomorrow. But start putting these nice third graders to work to help me pack up my stuff, make it a little bit easier, you know?
You need to put on that little sound from oh dude, the thing escaped me and I can
You're like
Spaceballs.
Chandler. Oh yeah.
It's all
You're
neat,
like
neat.
Chandler.
Neat. They're all just like moving around and stuff. You're like, keep going.
Speaking of putting to work, my school's so big that they stagger the days when we do our graduation award ceremony for each grade
How
level.
big is it?
Yeah, how big is it? It's so big. I'm just kidding. So we get into the after dark conversation, right? Yeah. So anyway, two of my students, they have sisters in first grade, and so a couple of days ago, they're like, "Mr. Bean, can we? My dad wants to know if I can go to my sister's award ceremony." And I was like, "Well, I gotta put you to work first." So like, you help pack up the library books in the class library. I was like, "Yeah."
Like,
I was gonna let them
books
go
aren't
anyway.
gonna move themselves.
I was like, yeah, I was gonna let them go anyway, but I was like, we're gonna get something out of this, you know. Last holiday, it's National Don't Friday. Each year on the Friday before Memorial Day, National Don't Friday aims to raise awareness of all the risks of overexposure to the sun. Today, we are stressing the importance of everyone to remember to use sun protection and practice sun safety. Hashtag Don't Friday. I think if I remember a conversation with you correctly, Choey and Jandler both subscribe to the theory to use sunscreen outside, right? Because I know I do.
I mean, if I'm gonna be out long enough, but if I'm only gonna be out there for like where I don't think I'm gonna burn, then I usually don't, just because it's like, I'm not a big like this.
What do you wear?
Like,
What's not long enough for you? A few minutes?
I mean, if I'm probably not, if I'm only gonna be out there like 30, 45 minutes, like I'll be good. I'm like, all right, like I might tan, I'm not gonna burn.
Do you wear a hat?
I actually try to put tanning oil on the dome, and so that way and then crack the egg.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I think I put sunscreen on every day because of my nice colored tattoos. I don't want the color to fade. So every day I lather up, I guess you'd say. And kids are always like, "Why does it smell like sunscreen?" Because I'm wearing sunscreen. You know, it's like
you like put the zinc oxide on your nose and everything. They're like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
All right, moving on to the holidays, sir.
It's time for this week's edition of Choey and Jandler's headlines. Yay! Hooray!
Dude, my collab partner just like Hooks had said that the pop top kind of like sticks in her head, right? My collab partner, the headlines, that 4 seconds sticks in her head a lot. She just always thinks of it.
It's a little the voice is one of those like that you don't get a. It's like the Mike Wazowski lady. Like everybody knows what you're talking about once you've heard it.
Well, that was supposed to be. There was it's the Gumball. It was like Legend of Gumball. I think it's the Legend of Gumball. But anyway, it's a cartoon, and I remember watching it when I dated this girl years ago. I had a daughter that was just in love with that show. So, and I never understood it then. Yeah, I was just like, "What? Why's your daughter like this?" But
I didn't realize one of them was a fish.
Oh yeah.
And then like I had to like ask, and like I felt stupid after asking the question. I'm like, how is it that like the rabbit and the fish are brother and sister? Like that doesn't make any sense.
It was like half animated, and there was some like real background.
It almost looked like, I don't know, like cardboard, like cut out kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just sat there and like after I asked the question and sat there and thought about it for like a little bit, and I go, it's a cartoon. Like it's not real.
Why is it gonna make sense?
Why am I questioning this part of it?
Yeah. It's like, I don't get it, son. I hate my first headline. If you look at there, number 3, the reason I wrote that, dude, I remember last episode, I was like, hey, remember that science fair project or whatever? We couldn't remember what was said. The phrase was shake genitally. It was supposed to say shake gently. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Because I read the slide and I was like, what is it? What? I thought we're not supposed to say stuff like that right now.
Nah, but I remember I may have still been in Illinois at the time, but they're like a science fair, and you like snapped this photo. You're like, dude, this is supposed to say shake gently, and it said shake genitally. That's one of those other things when spelling is important, right?
Well, that's one of those where you're like, you makes you wonder: did the parent help with this one, or did the kid fly solo, or does the parent not know either?
Yeah, it goes back to you remember the and the kids do it now. I think they say the same thing we used to say back in the day, but like, if you know how to spell it, go look it up in the dictionary. And it's like, I don't know how to spell it. Like, how am I going to do that? So, All right, real quick, a little 15-second soundbite for you. All right, so we had our field trip last week, right? And on the field trip, by the way, first things first, we returned with as many kids as we left with. So that's always the biggest plus, right?
Yeah. That's good. Like step one on the checklist, all of them came. Yes.
Yeah.
You're good.
We had these shirts that said like Mr. and well, I was the only Mr. Everyone else was like Mrs. survived the field trip. One of my students was like, Mr. Bing, why does it say Mr. Bing survived the field trip? And I wanted to be like, just because I'm here. We ended up going. A couple of us ended up going out and having a few drinks though, after because we were so exhausted. But anyway, someone had texted in our little teacher text string about how there were no injuries. Well, lo and behold, one of my students got a bloody nose on the field trip because he ran smack dab into somebody else's head, and then
What?
yeah,
Where'd you go?
like we went to the planetarium, but so like,
so it was dark.
well, no. What it is, like, they could only get 100 people in the planetarium at a time, and honestly, we had two groups, and the second group, a lot of parents just sat on the floor, and I was just like, if that was an option, we might have just tried to get everybody in there, But anyway, so we had half in and half were outside, and then we'd eat lunch, and we had these activities, but it's hard to keep third graders still, any kind of kids still for a little bit. I had I think I sent that photo to you I'd made on ChatGPT of a flask that was engraved that said "drink if on a field trip," and I sent it to my mom and sister, and my sister Bing was just like, "What? The field trip's that boring?" And I was like, "You try going somewhere with 140 plus 8-year-olds and tell me if you don't want to drink after it. It drives you crazy, it drives you bonkers."
Yeah.
But
because they're not thinking, they're just enjoying the go, and it's like, dude, I don't want to lose anybody. Nobody get hit by a car. Don't touch each other. Don't fall. Don't do this. Don't lick something. Don't do that.
yeah, it's probably one of the more stressful things, maybe one of the most stressful things that you do as a teacher, because I'm constantly like counting kids. And then they keep. I think I told you last year we did it on a podcast. I was like, then they keep moving, and it's hard to count because it's like they won't stay still. It literally is herding cats, and you're just like, what? But I think every year I had something happen. I've seen kids throw up. A couple of years ago, I told you I had a kid throw up all over himself on the bus.
I do remember that story.
And we were still 25 minutes away from school, and I was just like, I'm sorry, we can't do anything about this. It was like all in her hair, and I had to tell everyone, pick your feet up. Try not to let it. Because what are you gonna do, man? Do I grab the hose that the bus driver has and just spray it down?
I always hated going on field trips with those stupid teachers that you're like, all right, and you're counting all the kids, and they're like, is everybody here? Is everybody here? And they're asking the kids, and I'm like, the kids don't know. The kids don't know. Like, you ask the kids right now, they're probably gonna say, oh, their friend who was sitting next to them on the way there isn't sitting next to them, so they're missing, even though they're not. And so it's like, don't ask the kids, just count the number.
What I tell you all the times, every time I done a field trip, we have our quote unquote field trip buddy, and we would go to the museum. And that's because that's where I really started it. And a lot of times I'd be walking around like, hey, where's your buddy at? I don't know. And they're like, what? They're your field trip buddy. You're supposed to be with them at all times. If they walk one way, you got to go. Something like that. But by the way, I don't know if I told you this. They're moving me back to second grade. I can't remember if I mentioned it. So I already told a couple of second grade teachers, like, we got to go to the museum next year. It's fun. It's for the kids. It's going to be crazy for us, but I don't think anything's going to be crazy for us, That's part of being a teacher on a field trip, man.
Just come up with some crazy military style presentation for the next year for the kids.
Yeah.
We're going on a field trip. Don't take candy from strangers. Don't let anybody touch your backpack before you board the plane. Don't do this. Make sure and do a bunch of crazy stuff from safety things from all sorts of stuff. And their kids are all, why are we going on a plane? Don't worry about it.
We take them to a day trip of a boot camp or whatever, right?
Do a team building where it's got the zip lines and stuff like that. And you're you can fall and die.
They would love to sign this waiver. Moving on to my next headline. See, I think, or maybe the first season when we started, we wanted to talk about all the supplies that tend to be left over from teachers.
Well,
We ran out of tissues this year, man. Oh, we're near the end.
what?
Ran out of tissues. And I had a teacher. Part of the reason we ran out is one teacher needed tissues, and about a month and a half ago or something. And I had a lot extra, so I ended up giving them 5. I gave them like a whole pack, 4 or 5. And I actually had to go buy some because we ran out, and we're down to like 3 boxes or something. And a kid came asking for tissues today, and I was like, I don't even have any, And I was like, so I got to look again because if I still have one, I need to go give it to her. But yeah, I've never run out of tissues, man. What it is, you ever see kids like they blow their nose once, trash, and then go get new tissue. Blow their nose once, trash. I'm just like,
You're like, fold it up.
yeah, exactly. Use it till it's all damp or whatever. Then go get a new one. They're like, ew.
Yeah, just don't lick your fingers. It's okay.
All right, hey, so my last headline. I'm gonna tell you this story, and then I'm gonna play a little snippet of an upcoming movie. Okay, and then obviously I'll get your feedback. So a couple of weeks ago, on the playground, a student comes up to me and they're like, "Mr. Bing, have you seen any holes on the playground?" And I'm like, "Why? Why are you looking for holes?" And she's like, I want to find out if there's any snakes that are living here in the playground." And I was just like, "What?" And I was like, "How do you know these snakes aren't, poisonous or whatever?" She's like, "Don't worry, Mr. Bing. I have a plan." And I was like, "Okay, how about our plan is we don't go looking for snakes?" But anyway, that led to me finding this.
Last time, they took to the skies. This time, they're crashing the playground. One school, one playground, and absolutely zero adult supervision.
I told y'all to stay out the motherfucking sandbox.
Get ready. Recess just became scarier.
How did motherfucking snakes get on the motherfucking playground?
It's the sequel, Snakes on a Playground, sir. What do you think?
I think I'm sacrificing some kids in class in order for good old Choey to make it out safely.
Dude,
I'm like, that's why your kid should learn to run faster.
Yeah, when she told me that, like I said, about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I got to bring it up on the show, and then I forgot because there's always so many things going through my head, and then I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to make a little movie trailer or whatever, right? And so it got me thinking, if me and you were, say we were both teaching 3rd grade, right? And there are other teachers out there. If there were snakes on the playground, it'd be like the cartoons with me and you. You hear that, and you just see like that cloud of dust. Because like me and you would be going the opposite way. And I was like, yeah, I've told my teachers many times, if there's a spider or a roach or whatever, right, come get Jandler. But if there's a snake, you're on your own. I'm sorry. I'm not the guy to come find. But I thought that girl was crazy. I was just like, you're insane. Well, I didn't say that, but in my head I was thinking it,
Well, I still don't understand why she would think it's a good idea to go like, why do you go look for it? That's
she
just
told
stupid.
me
Stupid.
She wanted to find a snake that wasn't poisonous so she could get her dad over his fear of snakes. And I was just like, that's very commendable.
That's a dumb idea.
But I told her, as a person who is afraid of snakes, that's not something you get over that like really quick. It's just like it's probably not gonna happen.
The bearing for me, no, because for me, like people like, well, you realize that like, oh, that's not a poisonous snake. And I'm like, do you realize that poison isn't the variable that I'm worried about? Yeah. I've never been like, whoa, is it a poisonous one? Oh, okay, well then we're good. It's not poison. I realize boa constrictors and like pythons aren't poisonous, but I'm not going to play with somebody's pet snake. Like I'm not doing that. I'm not messing with like a little garter snake or
every
freaking
snake. I want to see if this is poisonous. Let me see if it'll bite me and if I still live. Oh, I'm good, dude. I
know people like, oh well, you killed a snake over the weekend. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what was it? And I show them a picture like, oh, that's just a rat snake. I'm like, unless like they carried a license that said, hey, I'm non-poisonous and I'm not going to bite you, so when you see me just say go away and I'll go, then it's a different story. But if the first thing I see is the snake's like do this little thing, it's all dead. I'm trying to kill it.
Well, like it's, and as people, I'm not one of them, obviously, but there are people that love snakes. So I try not to go out of my way to hurt them, but they freak me out, right? There was a day I was going to my gym, dude, and I swear I saw a snake about, what is this, a centimeter, right?
Yeah, something's hot. Are you sure that wasn't a worm?
No, it was a snake, a baby snake or whatever. I don't know, but anyway, freaked the crap out of me. My almost had a heart attack, and the thing it was so tiny, but like it was slithering like a snake. It was slithering fast like a snake. I was like, yeah, I don't know if it was a baby snake or just a small snake, you know. But either way, I was like, Chandler wants no part. But any headlines for you before we take our break?
No, but I'm filming live from my garage studio, and now I'm just like, did a snake come in through like the little crack somewhere? So I'm like looking all over the floor.
You're like feet are up in the air. You're like, you ever do that? Snake! Dude, now you got me thinking. You got me on a tangent before we go to break. I've done this before where a snake, like just a random thought would come into my head. Like, what if I'm in my bed, I'm getting out. I was like, what if there's a snake under my bed and it bites me as soon as I put my foot down? And I started just freaking out, and I'm like, it's not even possible. But I'm just like,
yeah, but that's Chandler. The thing. Yeah. That's the thing, is they are like, dude, you know what messed me up in high school?
Yeah.
Somebody got their butt bit.
Yeah.
When they went and sat on the toilet. And I read a newspaper article about that.
I was going to say, wasn't there like a movie or stuff about that?
I don't know, but I read an article like a lady got her butt bit because the snake came through the septic system and curled up inside the thing. So when she sat to pee, it bit her on the butt. And I was like, so for I would honestly say, because high school was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's maybe not even been a full 10 years that I've been able to maintain.
Sit down without being scared.
Like I'm all get off.
You're like you're having like big, intestinal problems. Like, you got to go to the bathroom. No, you don't understand. It's like
what if this is what the snake's waiting for? This is the time it was waiting for me.
It's like those Nightmare on Elm Street movies where the kids near the like middle part of the movie where they kind of knew about Freddy and they're like fighting sleep. That's like you're like, I'm fighting going to the bathroom. It's not gonna happen. You're not getting me, snake. All right,
dude, for a long time I would take the scrub thing as run around the thing, and then I would still like look through the hole. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Is it gonna come up right now while I sit down?
Yeah, there was a long conversation on snakes, just so everybody knows.
Snakes worry me a lot. I have genuine like problems.
Roll it. Roll like a doobie.
Pat it, mark it with a B.
Yeah.
We say pros come bait, cheers mate, and cheers mate again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's auto, sunny, other times it's cheers up. You effing hoser. We also say sade, salute, saluti, otage, skull, let's all say. Now's that roge in the Russian way in Vietnam. We shout out yo, walugi wow wow, make South Africa glow. In Portugal, it's a solid soul, and Bud Mo. Ukraine's here to stay, Taiwan says compare, drink it down with pride. Then someone slams the table, next round they cried. In Thailand we clink and shout out Chong. Then back to the bar till the liquor's gone. For Jamaica it's allowed, your mom. No matter the place, we drink till dawn. In Israel they shout L'chaim with cheer. Bangladesh says joy, hope, raise your beer. Poland sings Nazdrovie with pride. Lithuania says Swikat, the worldwide. In India we say cheer, or badai ho if you're bold. Hungary says Ega Shedder, Dre don't go too slow. New Caledonia joins in with Vala Votra, let it flow. From Ghana it's Akpatesi, let the good times roll. In Serbia shout Jivali from the soul. In Morocco we cry Bisaha with flair. Ecuador says salute, fiesta everywhere. And in Finland we say kippis, raise your beer in the air. Argentina shout salute, tango feet hit the floor. Chile echo salute, one more round to pour. Hong Kong yells yum, sing, skyscraper lights ignite. Bahrain calls Yaish, desert drinks at night. Jordan cheers, Fiji tack, ancient stones look on. Iraq says say hi, we keep the party strong. Malaysia smiles, minimum street food, midnight swirl. Singapore roars yum, saying cheers around the world. That's how Choey and Jandler cheers around the world. Cheers, cheers. Around the world, different languages, same sentiment. Raising our glasses to friendship and joy. Cheers, cheers around the world. Cheers, cheers around the world. Laughing loud with every boy and girl from down Stop German where the bratwurst is hot. Raise a Stein of England, tea and culture on the spot. South Korea's got the K-pop beats. Russia's winter snow makes the world feel sweet. Canada, maple leaf pride. The Philippines islands where beauty resides. Hungary's rich with paprika heat. Eggersheder makes the cheers complete. India spices and festivals bloom. Badajoz echoes from rooftop to room. Thailand's flavors make our senses swoon. We shout out Chon under a bright full moon. Taiwan they shout compare with might. Then toast to joy well into the night. New Caledonia where the waters gleam. Malavotra we toast by the coral stream. And Ghana's drums beat strong and free. Akbateshi rings out in unity. Yeah. Salute pros campe, hey, raise it high in every way. From neon streets to desert skies, we toast beneath the same moonrise. Shivali kip is chon tonight, laughing loud till morning light. Choey yells another round, Jandler spills it on the ground.
Hi there, I'm here to help Choey and Jandler to read an advertisement for buyblacket.com. Please shop buyblacket.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. Buyblacket.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers, to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop buyblacket.com today. Tell them Choey and Jandler sent you.
Hi there, Ryan Reynolds here on behalf of my friends Choey and Jandler. You may know me from movies where I either save the world or ruin Thanksgiving. But today, folks, I'm not here to sell you cologne, crypto, or questionable NFTs. I'm actually here to tell you about Fish.audio. This isn't really me talking right now. This is my voice, made by Fish.audio, which frankly is terrifying. It sounds exactly like me, and trust me, I've heard my voice in 87 trailers. This is better. Whether you're a podcaster with a potato microphone, a game developer building an army of space dolphins, or just lonely and want a perfect Morgan Freeman to read your grocery list out loud to you, Fish.audio has you covered. Fish.audio is easily one of the best voice generation platforms I have ever used, which is saying something, because I've done voiceover for a toothpaste brand in 4 languages I don't even speak. And speaking of that, Fish.audio is cross-lingual, which means it supports 13 different languages. Their amazing program also allows you to clone voices. Fish.audio make your voice legendary, or at least make my voice say weird things. I legally can't stop you either way.
All right, I gotta look at my phone on this. I got a couple things I want to do. Obviously, second half, I'm gonna have you help us with some trip advisors. But before we do that, I want to go to Choey Tribbiani, Dream Doctor. Is that okay, sir?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but
I always love these segments because it's like that's not even close to what I went to school for. But it's like, yeah, sure, we'll go.
You're like, yeah, sure.
All right. I guess. I don't know why you're talking to me about this.
Dude, I'm trying to put your PhD or your ED. What is it called? Not your ED. I'm sorry.
ED. It's ED. There's 2 D's on that. There's 2.
Trying to put your ED to good work, right? I'm a doctor of education. Dude, this dream was, oh man, this is probably months ago when I wrote this down. So I don't remember clearly I don't remember all the facts, but luckily I wrote down enough. So good luck analyzing this one, okay, sir?
Right.
So we started off at a house party, right? Then apparently you left me. I started walking through the neighborhood to find you, and ended up just stumbling across a pub, right? Which I guess had good drink specials. I called you to pick me up, right, on the phone. You said you requested that I buy you 3 beers first. right? Then you can't. It's funny because this is where it doesn't make sense. Well, where a lot doesn't make sense. But apparently, you picked me up, and I was supposed to take you to the. But you were picking me up from the pub, but somehow you picked me up from somewhere else, and I was supposed to take you to the pub, and I got us lost. We split up and somehow ended up at the same bar anyway later on in the night. Along the way, I became an animated version of myself. Almost interfered in a street kickball game just by walking. And somehow I ordered buffalo wings from a toy store. What would you think of that dream, sir?
You know, for a little while until we started hitting the animated part of the kickball part, I was like, that almost sounds like some nights that we've actually had before. Well, that wasn't a dream. That was that one time you came back from the Navy.
Exactly.
I would say house party. You were channeling your you're still like kind of residual thoughts from when we had our March Madness and we had Jennifer Love in there from Can't Hardly Wait, because you know.
Oh yeah.
There's the house party, and then of course, as you got lost, it's because you're not Preston. That's why you got lost. It almost sounded like Can't Hardly Wait combos with like Superbad almost, except for the animated part, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was actually like, I thought about watching that movie Cool World today early when I was at work. So that would have kind of played into that. So maybe that's where that is. Like you were hoping to. Yeah, you went from Can't Hardly Wait to wanting to be a super bad guy. And then after that, the kickball thing is just because you're still trying to be an athlete and kind of get back into that athletic shape, even though you got to let go of the dream, man. We're in our 40s. But the animated part is your still jovial part, because as you're trying to get the beer going, we are Choey and Jandler, the beer chugging Rangers.
There's no pint too big, no keg too small. When you need a drink, just call Choey and Jandler, beer chugging Rangers. Choey and Jandler, last call danger.
Yeah,
so
I forgot about that. At least you didn't go down the route that most people would have gone down when we were in high school. You're just high, Jandler. It's not even close to that.
Oh, you were wasted.
All right, hey, we're gonna move on to last part. Dude, we got to catch up on we have so many new countries now. I'm trying to do another TripAdvisor here. I'm trying to like double shot it for us, so hopefully you can handle it.
Okay, double shot. Yeah, there we go.
We are up to 72 nations, just so you know.
7-2? Isn't that the home run record? Or is that more now? I think it's more, isn't it?
I think it's 73. I think Barry went 73. If I remember. That's 37% though of the world. Just so you know.
One day we will unite them.
That's the hope. That is the hope.
We unite the world because they're like, do you listen to this stupid stuff too?
Yeah. I will just read. I'm not going to go through all 72 right now, but some of the new ones, right? Netherlands, Macedonia, Guatemala, Gabon, the Republic of Congo, Latvia, Ireland, Belarus, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, Iran, Indonesia, Georgia, Dominican Republic, Bolivia, Malaysia, Bahrain, Hong Kong, I think Romania, Sweden, Serbia, Ghana, Israel, Singapore, Taiwan, New Caledonia, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, I think Uruguay, Nigeria, Lebanon, Azerbaijan have all, I think Finland and Italy have all joined, and Norway. So they've got all joined us this season. Maybe even a little bit more, man. It's like I've lost track of it.
So we got like that whole like Scandinavian area, and then like the Middle East.
I think we got everything in the Middle East
except like in there.
like Iran. You know, we're missing Iran. Yeah, Stan. Now I feel like I need to play that Eminem song in the background, right? Stand for a minute.
Dude, you know what's crazy is like you see all those names, and then we're like, it's only 37% of the world, and I'm just like, what other countries exist out there that we don't have at this point? Because it seems like you named it's like Africa doesn't listen to us, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we only got a couple in Africa, but you gotta think some of those. There's a lot of small nations in Asia and Europe, but yeah. Oh, South America. We're still missing quite a bit in South America, in Central America, I believe. But yeah, at least we got all of North America. No, we don't, because Central America is part of that. So never mind. But we got the 3 big ones in North America. Trying to get a continent. Well, actually, I take it back. We do have one whole continent, sir. Australia.
Oh, true.
So
Down under.
We got one whole continent out of 7. So
we've had Australia for a while because I remember we'd toast and put shrimps on the barbie.
Yeah, for a long, long time. One of the things I'll be doing this summer is redoing our song, like probably rewriting it a little bit so it's not as long. So we're just trying to say, I don't know, cheers and all those different words a lot faster. But toast of warm up those vocals.
Here we go. I was like, I don't even know if I can do the guy's voice anymore. I'm like, all right. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. All righty, here we go. The Netherlands. Funny but true travel facts.
Hey, real quick, make sure you read the title right above the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. Choey and Jandler's totally reliable travel guide.
Thank you.
The Netherlands. Funny but true travel facts. There are more bikes than people. At this point, the bicycles are just allowing humans to stay there. Dutch people bike in rain, wind, snow, business suits, all while carrying a couch somehow. Is that like an aside to IKEA? Oh no,
probably no. That IKEA was Swedish, right?
Oh, okay. Because I was like, well, that's right, not furniture, just the couch. I get perfect.
Yeah,
anyway,
perfect.
So Dutch fries come with that's so good. They come with mayonnaise, and after trying them, you'll start questioning ketchup's entire career. The Dutch mastered water control so hard, they literally created land and said, "Ocean, that's enough from you." Survival tips: learn to look both ways for bikes. Do not casually challenge Dutch people at soccer or speed skating. If someone says a place is a short bike ride, that could mean 14 miles. TripAdvisor rating, 10 out of 10. Nearly got hit by 47 bicycles, but the Stroop waffles were worth it.
Have you ever had fries with mayonnaise?
Oh yeah, I do a lot.
I do
it's
too.
So good.
I do, yeah. It's definitely different than ketchup, but I'm just like, man, this has got to be fattening. But yeah, it's delicious as heck, man.
Which I guess is sad for me. I would sit there and like, because it's just oil and egg white. That's all it is. Like, so
is that
it's
really?
Like, yeah, dude. Like, if you just make like pure like fresh mayonnaise,
how do they get it tangy? Don't they have to like?
There's like a little bit like lemon juice, I think, in there or something like that.
Okay.
Like, there's like a little bit of seasoning in there, but you just like immersion blender that thing up. And I was like, "There's no way, that's crap." And I watched it happen one time, and it's not. It's great. Like I was like, "Ew."
When I first discovered that when I was stationed in Hawaii, like, dude, 20 plus years ago. Like, I forget how it happened. And I remember at that time, people were joking, like, this is what Canadians do. And it's so, like, in America, I guess they made me like, oh, it's so crazy to do this. But then, like, I did it, and I kept telling my family, hey, you gotta try this. And they'd look at me, and I'm like, it's good, though. Like, it's good.
It is. It's actually really tasty. And, like, enough to where, like, I don't do it all the time, but especially, like, if I remember at Chick-fil-A, almost always eating those waffle fries with mayonnaise.
But, like, also, it's sometimes it's just good. Like, you know, if you have a lot of ketchup and you do mayonnaise, now it's just something way different, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, boom. But, all right, one more travel guide there, sir.
Alrighty, back to Choey and Jandler's totally reliable travel guide. Visiting Ireland. Funny but true travel facts. Irish weather looks like a toddler with an iPad. Completely unpredictable and slightly aggressive. Irish pubs aren't just bars. They're community centers, therapy offices, concert halls, and family reunions all at once. The cliffs are breathtaking, mostly because the wind is actively trying to throw you into the Atlantic. Asking for just 1 pint is adorable. Survival tips. Always carry a rain jacket. They carry another rain jacket for the first rain jacket. Oh, then carry. Sorry. I was like, what does that make sense? Learn this phrase. Ah, sure. It'll be grand. It can mean everything is fine or everything is terrible. Nobody knows what's happening. TripAdvisor rating 11 out of 10. Came for the scenery. Accidentally joined a folk band.
Woo!
That was Irish.
That was that. I feel like we need a little clapping. It's been so long since we had the TripAdvisors, and like I said, we got quite a plenty to do, right?
All right, sure. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. I like how you have a lot of these. I don't know how many people in Ireland are like, yeah, that we don't sound anything like that, but at least you have a lot of range with your voices. Where I'm just like,
piss off, sir. We don't sound like that at all. We're not leprechauns.
Yeah.
Be like, I don't know, shiver me timbers. Those are me Lucky Charms.
Like now, you remind me of Austin Powers. Why does everyone always after me Lucky Charms?
They all laugh at him too
because he had that charm bracelet. You know.
All right. You know what I did? Speaking of real quick before we hit, and I went back and I was having to like watch part of the first Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I forgot Will Ferrell was in that.
Oh yeah, no, he was in it. Like when he was in it, like he may have just started out with Saturday Night Live, so you didn't really like you knew about him, but like you know he obviously wasn't Will Ferrell at the time, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he like it was kind of funny because I think he was in part 1 and part 2, and he died both times, but didn't die right away. We're spoiling it, I know. Sorry, but it's kind of funny.
No. If they haven't seen it by now, that's what they get.
Social media plug. Feel free, and hopefully you do, to follow us on X and TikTok at Choey and Jan. That's at CHOEY, the letter N, JAN. We're also on Threads and Instagram at Choey and Jan 2, at CHOEY, the letter N, JAN, and then TOO. Facebook's Jandler Bing, and like I always like to promote, Choey's favorite YouTube TV channel, at Jandler Bing 969, you know?
Yes, sir.
There's I don't know, again, my head spirals. But
it's probably the 969s.
Yeah, I thought about doing like because there's all these ideas we had, right? There's the things that like I've done, and I'm behind on like the inebriated histories in a while, right? And like wanting to post our Snark TV and stuff. Then I was like, we may have something on YouTube where I just maybe like, you know, you have your channel, it may just be like, this is the Choey and Jandler network, and it's just like everything we've done, you know, like some of the, you know, some of the shorts we used to do, right, leading up into the Snark TV and you know, and this show and everything, right? It's just like, yeah, I'm hoping. Well, like I said, I got plans this summer. I want to do that Where in the World is Carmen Candiego drinking game, and like get some guests on here just to do like summertime, just to play the game for a little bit, and that'll be like an episode, you know.
Summertime.
Yeah, dude. You know what else I was thinking about? You've written a graduation speech before, and you also wrote the thing for Breakfast Club, you know, at the end.
Yes.
You got it. Like, if you can think of something you want to do in the next week or two, and kind of set something different. And I was like, just, you know, throwing it out there. It could be all a Choey thing, whatever Choey wants to do. But we're at that time.
An ode to telling people off.
They could do that too. Yeah, we have the poetry where we're snapping or whatever like that.
I'm all, you guys that go slow in the fast lane.
You're like, oh, that might be cool if you did like. What's Chappin Choey in like a limericks sort of? You're like, there once was a man from Nantucket.
There once was a guy on I-10 who wanted to run over your Ken.
Yeah. That speaking of today, one of the students, because you know, like as a teacher in the grade book, I can see their names and everything, right?
Hmm.
So like one girl was asking me if I know her middle name. I was like, yeah, it starts with an R. And then she's like, what is it? And I was like, I told her, she's like, do you know her middle name? And I didn't at the time, but I went and looked it up because she's like, it starts with an N. And then later on that day, I was joking with him. I was like, it starts with an N. Is it Nantucket? Is it Nintendo? Was it like a Nickelodeon? And they were just like, I don't know. They were laughing. They spelled it out for me, like, you know, and I still got it wrong on purpose just to see what they would do. But
They're like, you're teaching us,
dude,
right?
like, no. So, all right, sir. Anything you want to add before we pull the pluggish?
The pluggish? What the
Yeah,
pluggish
I don't
ruggish
know.
bone?
Exactly. It's the first of the month almost, you know?
Laughing loud till morning light. Choey has another round.